What's up, folks? It's your boy D-Rock coming at you from Action A Go-Go. It's been a wonderful Saturday for me so far. I think it's the 17th or something. I don't know. But anyway, real quick, like, subscribe, hit the button for buttons for notifications to Action A Go-Go. We are the best source for action movie news and reviews, and we are coming at you with a quickie review of The Predator. Long story short, personally, The Predator for me is one of the greatest movie monsters of all time. The original Predator film starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, directed by John McTiernan, a host of great other personalities in there, like Shane Black, who has come out and actually directed The Predator, which I just saw, the latest installment. Gosh, I'm so excited I'm going to forget names, but the former governor of Minnesota was in there. But anyway, I'm just buzzing. So I just want to run into it. Basically, The Predator is freaking awesome. Really fun movie. Jesse Ventura was the former governor of Minnesota, appeared in The Predator. Billy Duke as well. Sorry, it's all gonna come back to me while I'm talking about this, so pardon me if this was messy, but I'm just so excited. The Predator was great. It was really fun. It was a really fun rated R film. I'm in my Dodge Challenger Scat Pack Shaker, by the way, so pardon the noise and the rumbles. And the speed. Yeah, man, what a film. So fun. And I'm not going to try and wax too poetic about it. Compared to the original is so peerless. It's a very different film. John McTiernan is such an amazing director. And, what he did with The Predator was, the original Predator film was still unique. Okay? So I'm not going to really compare this to that. This is a new installment. It's really its own movie, but it's a lot of fun. It felt like a really fun 80s action movie. It didn't take itself as seriously as the first or the second, and it was different than the Aliens versus Predator movies, which I don't want to dump on too bad. Look, they're not good movies, but you know what? Those people tried to make some good movies with what they had. And I really want to give a shout out to Predators, the movie produced by Richard Rodriguez, I believe. Sorry if I'm getting names wrong again. Just super excited. So Predators came out a couple years ago, had Danny Trejo in it, host of other good actors. Adrian Brody was the lead. And that movie was really good. It's really unsung, and some of that DNA was baked into The Predator. And that was really cool to see. I don't want to say it ripped it off, but some of those pieces were ripped off and put into this movie. And this movie really had some of that spirit. It was a nice guy film. It was sort of unapologetically a guy film. And it had like cursing and jokes and I think Shane Black had a lot of fun directing this movie and put a lot of that good energy into this movie. It really comes off. It's not a slug. It's not overly serious. And so many of the actors got a chance to have a personality and show off a personality of the character. And even the bad guys had moments where, you had, as the movie progressed, you had trouble knowing who you didn't want to root for, who you didn't want to, who you wanted to win or lose sometimes. And it's pretty clear as the movie rolls on. But it's one of those things where some of the villains are actually likable guys. Or if it was a different circumstance, maybe things could have gone differently. And that's the mark of a truly good film. Or a movie with good characters, excuse me. That's the mark of truly good characters, right? And I don't think this movie's for everybody, but that's okay. There's a little bit of silliness baked into it. There's a little bit of, I don't want to say, at times the movie feels a bit too good. Or no, the plot's flowing a bit too fast. and some things you're sitting there scratching your head. But by and large, as the movie progresses, you sort of just roll with it. You expect it. But I was sitting there, and this is when you know I got my juices flowing. When I'm sitting like, oh man, like I was audible in the film, like sitting, ooh, ah, whoa, like this movie pulled a lot of crazy stuff, man, and it had me laughing like I haven't laughed at a film in a long time. And it wasn't laughing at the film, I was laughing with the film. Like the movie was making jokes, and they were just good jokes. I was probably laughing at stuff I shouldn't even laughed at because I was having a good time. But it was just that type of film. Lots of good characters with great personalities. If you're a Predator fan, I highly recommend it. I very much recommend this movie. It's very fun. And it pushes the mythos of the Predator forward. It doesn't shy away from the mythos. Some of it's a bit silly. I'm gonna if I have any criticism with it, my personal theory with the Predator is, as you strip away layers, you take some of the mystery, and I don't know, like you really need a true sci-fi master to make some of this stuff really make sense. And you saw that with Ridley Scott with Alien Covenant or Prometheus. It's really hard to really delve deep into the backstory of a monster and make it interesting. So I think there's a little bit of that here, but you know what? The movie is an action movie. It's an unapologetic action movie, and it really just hammers everything home. It's so good. It's so bloody and gory, and it's clever, and it doesn't shy away from anything, and it's got a good, solid rated R. It's a good, solid rated R film. I'm just going to make myself go to more rated R films. You always have more fun, the bloody guts of it all. Not to be too morbid, don't want to see anybody get hurt, but that stuff's just fun, man. It's rated R. When the gloves are off, you sit there and you suck through your teeth like, oh my God, what the hell just happened? So there's a lot of that in this movie. So yeah, this is a lightning review, but ignore Rotten Tomatoes. Do not listen to Rotten Tomatoes. The Rotten Tomatoes for this movie sucked, and I am fed up with Rotten Tomatoes. I cannot tell you how many movies I've watched lately where the Rotten Tomatoes scores were bad from the critics and everything else, and I loved the movie. The people who use Rotten Tomatoes are not into action films. You really need to listen to us at Action A Go Go. And other movie blogs, to be honest. Like, even if it's something else, like, not just to toot our own horn, but I'm almost upset that I am upset that the Rotten Tomatoes scores weren't better. The people reviewing these movies don't care about the movies. They're not into this type of cinema, and it really shows when you have people sitting there saying this is like a bad film, when it's really not. It's a Predator film. It's an action film. Shane Black is a great director. He made a good film here, despite the lame controversy surrounding it. I'm going to sit here and call it lame. Say what you will in the comments. The controversy around it was very, it was like a minnow compared to a great white shark that you have going around with some of these actors and all this other Hollywood craziness. But anyway, the movie was a lot of fun. In all seriousness, please give it a chance. You can tell a lot of people put a lot of hard work into this film, and it's a really fun film. Don't try and shy away from it because of the bullshit. The BS. It's a really good film and a really fun film. If you're a true action fan, I definitely recommend you go see it. Anyway, folks, again, subscribe, like, hit the button for notifications. Please let us know what you think in the comments. If you disagree with me, that is fine. I respect your opinion, but I do love hearing from people. We do this for the fans, And please go back to actionagogo.com. Check out our content. We've got a wonderful, amazing team of writers that are kicking out articles all the time. Interesting, fun stuff, guys and girls. So please go to the website. You can also find us on Twitter, at ActionAGoGo. You can find us on Instagram at ActionAGoGo and on YouTube right now. So please like, subscribe, hit the button for notifications, and comment. on YouTube. We want to hear from you. We fight for the user. We fight for the fans. If you can't tell, I'm excited to talk about this stuff and definitely want to hear from you as well. Can't think about anything else to say, but tune in Monday. We're going to have some interesting content for you. And yeah, definitely recommend this movie. Shane Black, I think, had a lot of fun with this, knocked it out of the park. The movie is a worthy sequel. There's some silliness in there that might have you scratching your head, but if you turn your brain off and roll with it, you're going to have a good time. You're going to laugh. You're going to enjoy a good man movie. Haven't made one of these in a while, and this is a fine vintage we got here. Anyway, folks, as always, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. I hope everything's going well for you, and do keep in touch. Bye. Action to Go-Go, signing off.